Welcome back. This is channel Moraka PDX. Your host is Tony. Behind the controls for control is Daniel, and we brought another guest, our friend Hans, with us.
Made it. Where are you guys at?
We're pretty deep. We're on the last leg of our journey for the main campaign in Control. We're trying to finish it off. I'm not positive we'll complete it this couple rounds, but we should be getting close. And we've decided we'll probably not do the DLC because we want to start getting into Alan Wake 2. Um, so I would just make sure that you got you have it selected, the face of the enemy. I wouldn't even be as worried about these side objectives. I think you're strong enough to handle stuff.
Yeah. Just goes back to Central right with the brother. Okay.
I mean, we can always have additional episodes later where we knock out the rest of it. Um, if we decide, but because there's the, I mean, in an ideal world, we would probably do the Alan Wake expansion before we started Alan Wake 2, but it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm remembering the controls, my bad.
I think we listened to that.
Yeah, it didn't pop up as new.
There is a cute
I must have already watched this too.
correlation with the yet
Would have been incorrect.
unknowable
Yeah.
forces intruding upon us.
Matthew,
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 20
actor.
Am I going the right way? No, I'm going the wrong way.
Nice. If you're hearing that weird noise, that's our fourth guest, Hansel the puppy. So, he always has salient points and elucidate.
Let's see what they have on ordinary. It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
For some reason, this gives me Max Payne vibes.
Yeah. Feel that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Uh,
Oh, shit, okay. I thought there was glass. I thought there was glass.
That's fine. I just see that in the story spitballing around, there was just like, I want a scene where you can like Godzilla through a town.
Yeah.
By the way, I noticed he had a Godzilla Zero movie list.
Yeah, it was rad. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't watched the black and white version.
Well, spoiler, it's the same movie.
Fair enough. Well, the Justice League Snyder Black and White is not the same movie. Yeah. Okay. So, at one point, Daniel suddenly just like realized how to start playing control good. Yeah, for a lot of episodes, he's not using his ability.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like where you guys are at 'cause it's been years now since
Okay, it's pretty far in. Like, okay, so in this
I
story,
genuinely lost.
yeah, okay. I mean, like, you need like a full quick primer.
No, but hey, like, is that an actual outfit you get in the game, or is it you guys wearing DLC stuff? Because I don't remember it.
I love it. It's my favorite
It's
outfit.
actually, I want to say it's like one of the earliest outfits you can get.
I don't think it was the
Can you
earliest.
get outfits in the original game?
Yeah. I had a yellow suit for a long time.
Yeah, that's in the luck room.
Didn't they add that in later?
Nope. There's like, I want to say there's like 3 to 4 base game alternate outfits. Probably a little more than that even.
This one's my favorite because this is what Dylan's wearing when you meet him, except it says P6.
Right. Exactly. You unlock the doppelganger room,
You
which is
mentioned a
my
poem.
favorite. It's just awesome.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No! It wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse...
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Okay, a couple interesting things there. One, Thomas Zane is a straight pull from Alan Wake. And two, this revealed something that I don't even think I remembered or realized before, is that apparently Jessie spent a long time dormant without her powers in connection to Polaris, and presumably was institutionalized for a long period of time, which explains a lot of like where she was between the Ordinary accident and the events that have led into this game. So that was interesting.
Oh, that seemed really enlightening.
I mean, I knew she showed that she had a lot of odd jobs and was sort of like coasting by, moving around a lot of random places and stuff. But this is kind of indicating that she spent potentially a significant amount of time institutionalized, which is interesting. And then regarding your question, where are we at in the game? So we're toward the late game. We're closing in on the projector, which was the primary opening to the astral plane and the dimensions. It's an object of power that was like opening different worlds, causing different chaotic things to happen, and introduces Polaris, the entity that gives Jessie a connection to what's going on, and stuff like that. So she's trying to find the projector because it's connected to what's like letting the hiss into the Bureau of Control to try to stop it from taking over.
It's all coming back to me slowly.
Yeah. So everything kind of boils down to you have to stop the
By
projector
Thomas
to
Zane?
close off the
Yes.
hiss from destroying everything.
Beyond the
Right,
shadow
right.
you settle for,
And
there is a miracle.
so we're closing in, getting closer and closer to the projector. Ordinary AWE 24. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden. See interviews redacted and redacted for relevant information. And the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at Ordinary site. Note the accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. Example, DF claims there were 8 slides for the projector. JF mentioned 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide designated 36. The burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Notes, Dr. Darling has ordered the entirety of the Ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limitations, space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector.
What does AWE stand for again?
Altered World Event, or Alan Wake Expansion.
I just wanted to throw that out there for reminding us.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And then there's Objects of Power, which I believe the gun in Jesse's hand is an object of power, known as the service weapon, aka Excalibur, aka
Moved
any
the
other,
whole
bullshit
landfill here
iconic thing.
in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Now you're impressed? I'm pretty nonplussed through a lot of things. Alright, what do we got? Forgot the quick jump to the new thing.
Yeah, I messed up.
Federal Bureau of Control. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the Ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to redacted department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in slide projectors, found in the area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately with an underline. That was it.
Oops, wrong button.
Consoles. Although I don't see the thing. Pretty far away. Tell him that I didn't even notice.
I couldn't hear you over the.
Just backseating at this point. Did you see the teaser for Ellen or Cold Tooth?
No, I haven't caught it.
It's very vague. It's extremely vague. Most of the images. I got the impression from the teaser that the hiss is breaking containment from the Bureau of Control. But,
What else could the storyline really be?
who knows?
I think that's the most natural for it to be. I mean, like, honestly, these games aren't really constrained to be one thing.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of come up with their own ideas that are all over the place, but the natural progression would be what they're escaping from.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the rules of sequels and escalation, it makes sense, right? do that. There, in terms of a possible pivot, one of my theories in one of the expansions they introduced space program stuff, and I entertained the idea that like there's maybe a possibility of them actually going into outer space. And it's not that that still couldn't happen as a part of the game. I just think it'd be really interesting if they went that direction and see Remedy's kind of version of you know, what would it be like NASA punk horror, essentially, right? Would be kind of cool.
We should check that lab.
I'd be into it.
But then you get a game that's like verging on coinciding with what the original Dead Space code was, right? Like ultimately that kind of interacts and crosses a lot of the same lines.
I see what you're saying. I think if it leaned more NASA punk, then it would be more in the vein of like those movies like Life with like Jake Gyllenhaal, or that movie Gravity with Sandra Bullock, you know, and in any of those other that are like,
So heavy on the space madness.
yeah,
Okay.
heavy on the space madness, heavy on the, you know, more near today technology, not the, you know, like Dead Space is just more of a further out there sci-fi thing, which is fine, and it was super awesome, and it did respect like gravity. Oh well, they had anti-gravity,
They had quite a bit of that, yeah.
but when the anti-gravity didn't work, you know, there was no gravity, and then it was like cool in that respect. I was 9 or something when I found my dad's Old Gods album. I became a huge fan instantly. Jesse Faden. All right, that's a very interesting. Oh, okay.
It's a little Easter egg.
You found the album cover in the dump. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, that's interesting. So, Old Gods of Asgard is the fictional version of the actual band that is used throughout Remedy games, and they are literally in the Alan Wake. Like the actual band members are literally in the Alan Wake game. Both of them. Whereas here they're just like heavy Easter eggs. Fine. Well, there's like that secret room where you can play their music and like all that stuff. So posters. Nice.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Oop, wait. Was I supposed to pick that? I hope I didn't fuck that up.
The unread. Down.
Dylan's a lost cause. I know I struggled to see this, but we've contained him now. I wish I had sided with Marshall. Back when it was just one person. So many dead. I thought his youth was an asset. Just too much too soon. Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
That one was kind of different. Like, I know we watched those in the menu because they're a little longer, but like it felt different watching it on that monitor than it usually does.
Yeah, it did. I mean, well, it was zoomed in on his face so tight on the CRT.
Yeah,
So yeah, it really.
that was a unique one.
It wasn't until this playthrough I even realized you could do that. So it's been a very illuminating experience seeing the broader videos. Is that mod any good?
I was about to check. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Is it a weapon mod?
Yeah, Pierce.
Okay.
That's a level 4. What is it for? It's damage while aiming.
I do aim with that gun quite a bit.
That's kind of its whole thing. Probably replace damage on low health.
Is that the other one?
That's the lower one, so you might as well, yeah. Put it there. Cool beans. Alright.
Energy boost and C speed?
I can barely use that.
Yeah.
So search for the slide projector in dimensional research. Okay. Oh, I know. This is intriguing.
Where is it?
There's what? No, ignore it. That's just the unkillable scroll.
Oh.
I think you're entirely on the wrong floor.
That's
You,
what I
you
think.
need to get to a control point so you can go over. Just straightforward. That's on my abilities.
I got 4 points. Yeah, levitation's cool. What's this one? Shield. I really don't use shield. Launch enemies. That's whatever. Melee could be better. Energy is a big one, actually. Health is actually really cool too. I could get more health, but between energy and health. Oh, that's tough. I don't know. Fuck it. Okay.
Usually highlight's yellow where you need to go.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's red.
No, that's because that's where you were at.
Oh, yep. That makes sense.
So go up higher.
Oh, okay.
So it's there somewhere.
Central research is probably the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
I was scared. I was like, why is there a red checkpoint?
So you gotta so you're going to a fire break, so you just gotta figure out a nav up to that.
Do I need to go down?
I'm a little confused with how you get there. I honestly don't remember. You went there on accident.
Hell yeah. Still looks right.
Don't touch that.
Wait, this doesn't look right.
Yeah, you need to be up. See if you can whip around this thing. Or maybe you have to go up and around that. Oh, there's. One of the things I'm really curious about if they're like going to change it's kind of like the biggest. I mean, it's one of the coolest things about Control. It's also the kind of because it is so good. It really diminishes everything. I would say the other area that really needs to be improved is the mod system. Just feels very superfluous and annoying.
Oh no.
I liked the mod system. I think that it brought some kind of element of customization to the gun, which kind of is more of a narrative choice, maybe.
I don't disagree that you. I mean, I agree that being able to mod the weapons good. The amount of them that you get and how little they kind of impact, it feels cumbersome how much you're like managing them and then you're dissolving extras. Like that part just feels like a little
It could easily be turned into a Metroidvania system where you just get the upgrades, right? But,
something like that, or some kind of streamline to it.
or just give it its own skill system where you're picking paths,
Right.
rather
Yeah.
than
Just-
waiting for drops to dissolve and it's
Yeah.
an extra system. I get what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. It's something to make it feel a little more streamlined and a little less cumbersome. It always felt cumbersome, and when I would a lot of the mods I would be doing didn't feel impactful enough.
I mean, you definitely get some towards the end of the game, but I guess that's part of the reason, like, the game is set the way it is, too. I remember the first boss fight you go up against, I tried to keep going at it with the gun, and it's just, that's not what you're supposed to do, and it will force you to do it until you do it the right way.
True. And probably a lot of the frustration does come from people not listening to what the game's trying to tell us. You need to grind a little bit.
Yeah.
And you need to, engage with the system. And that's fair to a degree. So some of it, I would say, some of it is perception. People not listening to what the game's trying to tell it. And people can kind of take that as a failure of the game to communicate. I would also argue that people just not paying attention. So, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough call. Nonetheless, though, I think it's an area where we need to kind of look at it, think about it. It's one of those kind of cool, crazy rooms. Examination of paranatural topics, the astral plane and objects of power. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconsciousness would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in the vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tested by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully, the truth will emerge. Refer to file 6-32-6498 for full report. There you go.
Cheers, Dr. Darley.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Fuck.
There you go.
Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
That's comforting.
What? Oh, it's probably yeah, one of them. So it's not to worry about.
Wait, who's disconnected?